Hi everybody, welcome back to beewowd by April Lee. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know it's been a little bit since I've put a video on. I am really sorry. I'm trying my best to try to stay consistent with my stuff, and I'm gonna get there. Just give me some time, and I'm working on it. I have a couple things going on, so well, I always have a lot of things going on, but I mean like a couple things where it's really needing my undivided attention. Like my schoolwork. I've been working on my bachelor's degree in management, and I had a really hard year last year, of course, like you all know, and I had taken kind of almost a year off here and there of YouTube, and I didn't get any of my schoolwork done either. So this school is set up for people like me who have issues like who needs some extra time and just can't stay on a day-to-day basis of school and stuff like that. And they've been wonderful. They've been helping me out with extensions. I've purchased a couple. They've given me a couple. And I just called. I had until May 18th. And I called them and I'm like, listen, I've had 4 deaths literally since Christmas. My uncle just passed away a week and a couple days ago. I don't know if I told y'all, my dad found out he has 1 to 2 years to live, which I knew he had bad health. And he was kind of like a walking time bomb. But just to hear a doctor say, listen, you have 1 to 2 years to live, but it actually can be any time. Because if this aneurysm or even the aneurysm in your brain burst, you're going to be dead within minutes. So that kind of hit really home to me. I literally found out about that the week. My brother found out the day that my friend got into that severe car accident, which, let's start off really quick. He's doing better. He's healing really good on the outside. The inside is just taking some time. You know, he had the brain injury, a pretty severe brain injury. He is lucid. He's out of the medical coma. But he still has a trach in because he doesn't protect his airway. Or he's still on a trach, I should say. They did move him to a different room. He's out of ICU, but he still cannot see his 15-year-old daughter, which now that I hear of how he is physically and mentally, it's a good idea not to let my niece Stormy see him, because I think this is going to just put that lasting impression of him in her brain. And I don't want that to happen. She's a sweet, sweet girl, and I just don't want that to happen. So, but yeah, so he's physically healing great. He is communicating with his fiance by squeezing hands. He can get, I guess, like 1-syllable words out here and there, and sounds. It's really scary to know this person and to remember him this way, and then hear his fiance talk about how he is now. I just can't wrap my head around it. I just can't think of him in that capacity. I was hoping to be able to see him when I go home in June. I'm sorry. I was hoping to go see him in June at the hospital, but they are talking about moving him to Philly. They have a specialized hospital for people with traumatic brain injuries like Mike's, and they can give him the best possible rehabilitation for the best possible outcome for him. I don't know when that's going to happen. If he is in the hospital still when I go home, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be there to see him and to let him know that I care and I love him. So that's just a little update on Mike. Just keep praying for him. He does still need all of our prayers. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out to pray for Mike. It means so much to me. Knowing that you, my friends, do not even know him, but you're willing to take the time out and pray for him. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Okay. Sorry about that. So anyhow, so the day that I found out about Mike's accident, my brother actually found out about my dad. However, I think he made the executive decision not to tell me. Jeez, I'm so sorry. Not to tell me on that day. Oh my God, I feel like I have something in my eye. Literally like a piece of dirt or something. It's what's bothering me there. I think I got it. Okay, so he made the executive decision. Probably the best thing was not to tell me at that time. I had been in contact with him. I explained to him, how I was feeling, what I was going through after hearing and seeing all the videos. I mean, an 80-part car pileup, it's not going to not have YouTube videos and news coverage. It was a big deal, not just for Pennsylvania, but I'm sure everybody all over the country watched it. I've seen some of the videos, and I actually saw the tractor trailer I think it was a tractor trailer. I'm looking at like the backgrounds and stuff and where Mike's car was sitting in the pictures that we saw. And it was an Amazon tractor trailer that hit him on his passenger side. And I saw an Amazon tractor trailer skidding to a halt and then hitting something. And, of course, that. I'm sure there was other Amazon tractor trailers. And they said that over half of those vehicles of 80 cars or 80 vehicles, was commercial. Whether it was dump trucks, garbage trucks, 18-wheelers, whatever. But, just watching those videos and seeing that truck sliding and then hearing the impact. And knowing that it could have been Mike's car that he was impacting, that I was physically sitting there watching. And then I watched a video of someone's dash cam that was in the accident, and it showed them, just kind of cruising along. It's snowing. From what it looked like, they were going a little bit too fast for the conditions, but it just might be the way the video shows. But as they're going, they're going down the road, and then all of a sudden they hit this like wall of white, literally, and then you would see, just as you got on top of it, you saw tractor trailers smashed here, and off the side of the road you can see cars pulled off, and then too late, boom, the impact. So that was really emotional. I mean, that was like, at the end, I was just like, my hand was up, and I was just kind of like, and just amazed. So anyhow, I got off on a track again. My brother decided to wait until Friday to tell me about my dad. He had called me up after work and said, hey, just wanted to let you know, Sherry, which is our stepmom, reached out to him and wanted to let us know that my dad was given 1 to 2 years to live. Now, my dad and my mom had been separated since I'd been 3 years old. My mom, of course, we had a really good relationship. She was like my best friend. My dad and I, as much as I tried, we don't have a super close relationship. Not saying that I don't love him with all my heart, because I do. He is my father. We just didn't have the same relationship as I did with my mom. My dad wasn't, and even his brothers, they weren't big on relationships and bonding and things like that. So I can just tell it was definitely a family trait. Plus, my dad went through, it was before I was born. It was right before my brother was born in 1970. My dad was drafted to go into Vietnam. My dad flew the helicopters that dropped down into the battlefield, the war zones, picked up wounded soldiers, and dropped off more soldiers and then, flew out. So he saw all the horrible, horrible things of the Vietnam War where soldiers were being blown apart. My dad at one point told me that he watched his friends' heads go this way and their bodies go, the opposite way. He was exposed to Agent Orange, which my doctors have said that they truly feel that some of my health conditions, especially my spine issues, because I have the body of like in 2009, I was told that I have the back of a 65-year-old at that time. And my doctor said that this was the first case that he's ever seen this bad in someone my age. And at that point, I would have been like 34. So they truly feel that Agent Orange could have had a possible, had been able to throw a wrench into that. So, with that being said, my dad suffered trauma. He did become addicted to heroin. I'm sure there's other drugs that he tried. I remember very little, very little. So then when he came home, he was home from my brother's birth. And then I think my mom said, and I think it was said that he flew back out to Vietnam. He only was able to come home for the birth. He flew back out and then he came back. And when he came back, that's when I think within like a year I was conceived and then I was born. And they only lasted 3 years after I was born. 3.5 years from what I understand. And, it was really hard not having a father. I had a couple guys come into my life, as my mom's boyfriends. Some of them were abusive. The ones that weren't, just, it didn't last for whatever reasons. And then I had my stepdad who brought into my life 2 wonderful stepsisters. Now, mind you, I have a better relationship with the younger one than I do the older one. Well, they're both younger than me, but the older one of the 2. I've lived with both of them. My younger stepsister I lived with when she was younger and she came into our life. My older stepsister ended up moving in with me after my first husband left me. And then she actually moved out to Pittsburgh with me when I moved too. So I had a different kind of relationship with them. I love them both as if they were my own sisters, and I'm appreciative of that. So I don't know why I'm sitting here telling you all this. I just get off on a rampage. I'm so sorry. Anyhow, let me get into on Monday of last week, I was watching somebody's video. I don't remember. I think it was Doris from Rose Cottage Studios, and she had gotten some Happy Mail, and I'm like, oh, I love to get Happy. I said to myself, I love to get Happy Mail. I wish I'd get Happy Mail just because it makes you feel good. And I was talking to my friend from Mississippi on the phone, and I went to leave to go pick up my dinner. I opened up my door, and there stands this big box standing against my house. I said to my friend Ashley, I'm like, what is this? And she's just listening to me, and I bring the box in, and I don't take notice of the writing, the words WeatherTech on the side. I didn't think of that. My brain went to, let's open up this box and see what's in there, because I want to know I didn't order any of this stuff. I know I ordered 2 decals for my back windshield, but that's not in this big box. I opened it up, and it was brand new car mats that my brother and I were talking about just days before. Literally, I think like Friday that before. And we were talking about, I said, well, there's some really good ones here. They're called WeatherTechs. And I said, but they're $100 and some. I said, I can't afford that right now. I said, I just want to get something on my floor so it doesn't, if it rains, then when it snows, it's not going to ruin my carpet. he says, well, I have WeatherTechs. He goes, and I know they are expensive. He goes, but they are worth the money. They just, you can just literally lift them out and then dump the water out and you're fine. And my new car, it's shaped weird because like the gas pedal is stuck to the floor. It's not suspended from the ceiling, so you can't just slide a car mat under it. You have to have one that has that cutout. So that was making it difficult. I opened up this box and there was 2 brand new front car mats, WeatherTechs, that were over $100 for both of them. My brother just out of the blue surprised me with them, and I literally started crying. I was in tears. I just could not believe that he did that. I mean, not saying that he's not a good soul, My brother is an awesome person. He just never surprised me with something like this, that when it wasn't like a Christmas gift or something. So I'm going to consider this as my birthday gift. But Brian, if you're watching this by chance, if you're going to get me a birthday gift, you can just forget about these. I can, I'll take a birthday gift too. So yeah, I have 2 brand new, awesome, amazing car mats I get to put in my car soon. And that's what I was going to do yesterday. I also wanted to ask you all, if anybody lives in Mississippi who knows the laws of when somebody inherits a house and they were not married at that time, they inherited it from their mom, there was no mortgage on the house, it was completely paid off when she inherited it. But now, she inherited it about 9 years ago. She got married 3 years ago, and she's considering leaving her husband, but she doesn't want him to have half of the money for the house. And I was reading in the laws, and if I'm understanding them correctly, that Mississippi law states that if you had that property before you got married, he does not have any right to it, which I'm hoping. Because she needs that money to get out from away from him, buy a new car, get a place to stay. Trying to get her to come up here and get away from them, and get her daughter into a better school. She's got ADHD, and the school down there apparently is really horrible. The crime rates are really horrible. They live really close. They live right at the top of part of Mississippi, so they're literally, I think she said like 15 minutes from Memphis, Tennessee. And she says Memphis is super bad and it's starting to move into her area and it's just really bad crime. So if anybody lives in Mississippi that's watching this and you know for sure that, this or that, if you can message or put a comment below, or I will put my email in the comments or in the drop down box. You can email me if you don't want to put it in the comments. We're just trying to get a better understanding of her rights as a person, and I also told her she's going to need to talk to domestic relations because she has a daughter by him. So, also, this that I'm wearing, I do not know the pattern because I made this years ago. But it's super, super easy. It's just a kind of like a cape, And I think the color that I use this with was the color Happy. I don't remember what brand it was, but I'm pretty sure if you all know, I think it's it might be Lion Brand. But I'm sure you all know, if you know the colorway Happy, it was a very popular color. And then I just bordered it with white across. I love this. I wear it sometimes. I love to just wear tank tops out, and this makes it so nice just to go over my tank top. So I wanted to show you that. I have been wanting to wear it for a while now, so okay. Also, so I found a channel. It's Caroline at For the Love of Crochet. She shortens that up with the number 4, the letter TL, and then of OV, and then C. I was looking at her, I think it was website, and she made a gorgeous, gorgeous sweater. So check her out. I'm pretty sure she has a YouTube channel. She has amigurumis on there. She had a great idea to use her scrap balls. She took a bunch of colors and she tried, I think she tried to get like at least like a black and a white in there, maybe a gray, and tried to she didn't just grab colors just out of the blue and just throw them in there. She tried to get a variety of colors, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And she put them all in this box or whatever you want to put it in, bag, basket. And then she used, basically, she would find patterns that would use those colors only. And she would use them until they were gone or pretty much almost gone. And then she would show us what she made with them. And I thought that was a good idea because I have a lot of yarn. And if I can do that, then I can find like a purpose for it. It'll get me to get into my patterns and start using the patterns that I've paid so much money for that are just sitting either on my phone, in my computer, on a flash drive. I just need to start using some of these, and which is like Stitch Your Library that Ella from No Catchy Name does. So I'm going to start doing something like that. So thank you, Caroline, for giving me the idea. If you're watching this, I appreciate it so greatly. And I will link any of the Caroline's, if she does have a website, I think I was looking at, I will link the website and the YouTube videos, or her YouTube channel below if she has one as well, so you can check her out too. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. My little stand here is super. I gotta get this like fixed today, I think. I have a very special Happy Mail coming, and I believe it's today. Something I've been waiting on that I purchased about a month ago from Etsy. It's a special hook. And I cannot wait to get it. And I can't wait to show you all. It's so amazing. I can't wait to see what it looks like in person. So be on the lookout for that to come up on a video. And I got to thinking about the other day. I know a lot of YouTubers use Instagram more than Facebook. I do like to post some stuff on Facebook, but I'm really trying to use Facebook more as my personal stuff. I do have a lot of my crochet friends on my Facebook, and that's fine. But I think I'm going to start using Instagram a lot more, and just try to incorporate into some of my daily, or into maybe my daily stuff. I don't know. Maybe do some inspirational stuff, post pictures, whatever. Also, to end this video, I don't want to end it on a bad note, because I will tell you why the saying, everything happens for a reason. Think of that. Every time something bad happens to you, or even good, always remember my saying. Actually, it was my mom's, but I'm going to take it from her. Everything happens for a reason, good or bad, no matter what it is. I don't know if I told you guys, I bought a new car 3 weeks ago as of yesterday. It's a 2017 Kia Soul Sport Plus. I absolutely freaking love it. I've wanted a small SUV. I never thought a Kia Soul would gonna be for me. It's white. It's perfect. It's beautiful. It's basically white and black because it's got black windows. I'm in love. I am absolutely in love. Like when I took it for a test drive, it felt like it was me. I felt like I had been driving this car for years and it was not anything to get used to. All right, so yesterday I was out and about. I wanted to go out and get some vitamin D, get out of the house, just do some errands. I had to get my glasses adjusted, so I knew I wanted to go there. I had to go to Xfinity. I wanted to check out the phones there because I'm going to be switching over to Xfinity Mobile. Also, so if anybody here has Xfinity Mobile and has any good or bad comments, please put it in the comments below so I can see. From what I see, that they use Verizon towers, so it should be pretty decent coverage. I have T-Mobile right now, and I still have issues with, coverage sometimes. It depends on where you are. But T-Mobile's starting to cost me more money. And having Xfinity, I not only get a great deal on my phone, I get $400 off my phone, plus I get a great rate for unlimited phone or unlimited call, text, and data. But I also get a $25 credit on my internet, which is amazing. So, and the new phone I'm going to get is the Galaxy S22 Plus. It's like a $800 phone, so I'm getting it for a half. It's either $800 or $900 that I'm just getting, something like that. I have to pay like $25 a month for it for 2 years. So put your comments below if you have that. But anyhow, I was out and about. I went to Xfinity. I went to get my glasses fixed, and then I think I started out looking for a car wash. My phone was being wacky. I didn't have internet for a few bits, but I finally got it back and was able to use my GPS, and I got set on track to a car wash. I'm going down the road, just enjoying, listening to music. Wasn't speeding. I was just cruising down the road, 35 miles an hour, I think, 35, 40, something like that. And I think 35, 40 was the limit. And then I had turned on my AC because it was like 77 degrees and I was starting to get hot. So I turned on my AC, and I'm not familiar with my car because I just got it 3 weeks ago. So I glanced down really quick to hit the mode button to change my AC to come into the chest, the chest height vents. And I looked up for just a second, I looked back up and I seen this car coming to my right hand side. I hurried up and swerved to the left as fast as I could. I'm glad I did because I think it lessened the impact. But yes, I got into a car accident yesterday. It was pretty difficult. No serious injuries, thankfully. I'm very thankful for that. The poor lady that hit me on the side, she was test driving a new Jeep Cherokee. I don't know if it was brand new, but she was driving a new car. And then I, of course, just had mine 3 weeks. The damage to their car was like the bumper was ripped off. I didn't really see much damage other than that. My car, I think after the impact, she hit my tire, which blew out. Crinkled my fenders, which thankfully, my car is still drivable. I have a donut on my car right now, so I have to limit my driving until I can get my tire fixed this week. But and then I have a couple scrapes down my back door, and I don't think it hit the driver's door. I think it stopped right before the driver's door. If I can put pictures in here, if I can figure it out, I will. If not, I will put pictures after the video to show you the damage to my car. I do have things to fix my, insurance to fix my car, which I will be submitting it. I've talked to them tomorrow. Like I said, nobody was hurt. I was, after the adrenaline came down, I was starting to get really sore. I started noticing my back was going into spasms. It was starting to feel like my back was on fire, which is usually when my deep spasms really hit. I just have to kind of breathe through them. Now, I forgot to tell you too, right after the accident, I pulled off to the side of the road, called 911. They said, "Are you off the road completely? Are you able to drive the car?" I said, "Yes." They said, "Are you off the road completely?" And I said, "No, I'm off this on the side of the road, but cars can go around me." I said, "But there's a parking lot right here for a gas station. Should I pull in there?" And she says, "Yes." I'm like, I'm not doing anything until she tells me yes, because that is a recorded line, and that way, if anything happens with the cops, whatever, I didn't know what the rules were. So I pulled up, went into the parking lot, just right inside the parking lot. So I was off the road, and I sat there, and I went into an instant panic attack, like an anxiety attack. I was having trouble breathing. I was just kind of like sitting there. And I guess because I was just sitting there, the other people were kind of worried that I was hurt. So there was a tow truck driver behind the lady that hit me. And so him and her, he came over first and was talking to me. I had opened my door and I said, "I'm sorry, I'm just having," he's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes, I think I am." I said, "I'm just having trouble breathing." I said, I think I'm having an anxiety attack." And as soon as I told him that, he started right away saying, try to control your breathing, concentrate on your breathing, take some deep breaths, and, and he was just walking me through it, gentle, and just sweet guy. I'm just very thankful for him. And then the lady that had hit me came over, and she was making sure I was okay. And I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." I said, I was having a panic attack. I said, "This nice gentleman helped me." And then just by that time, I walked over to her car and was talking to them, and the cop came up, and he asked me to go back to my car. So I went back to my car, and I sat there, was trying to talk to my cousin through text message to try to calm myself down. And she's, automatically going into like mother mode, so to speak. Don't say this, don't say that, don't do this, don't do that. And I don't know, my brain wasn't thinking. I don't know what's going to come of it. I just don't know. I'm not going to say anything else. Sorry, my mouth is really dry because of the muscle relaxers they have me on. But other than that, so I have that car to get fixed now. I'm supposed to be leaving to go to my hometown in just a little over a month. It's a 10-hour drive. Now, last night, I knew my back was going to be in spasms. That was just a given. It always, if I fall, if I jar something, like an accident like this, or whatever the situation, my back's always in spasms. So I totally understood that. I knew that was happening. But then I started getting pain down the back of my neck, like right here, down my shoulder, and then in the middle, down my back, my neck. And that's when I said, I better go to the ER just to double check. So I went to the ER. I let them know I was in a car accident about 4 hours ago. I said, my back is in spasms and hurting. I said, my neck is hurting and I just need to get checked out. So they instantly came, put me in a wheelchair, strapped this wonderful, awesome collar around my neck, and took me back and put me on this bed that was in the hallway. Apparently they were pretty busy. But I'm telling you what, for being really busy, this hospital, absolutely phenomenal. Franciscan Healthcare here in Lafayette, Indiana. I think it used to be the old St. Elizabeth's Hospital. This hospital is absolutely amazing. I did not have a problem with anybody, from the staff that was checking me in to the lady who took me back, and the male nurse that I had. I always love male nurses because they always seem to be more compassionate. But this male nurse I had, the doctor that came up, he was fantastic. Like, he doesn't talk to you like you're an idiot. The x-ray technician was fantastic. Not the x-ray. They actually, so before the doctor came, he did a check on my neck. He's like, well, because you're having tenderness and pain in that middle, he's like, I cannot take that collar off until we get your imaging. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Do what you need to do. I'm just going to lie here. So he's like, but, he's like, I don't think I can match anything with the pain that's as high as your oxycodone that you already take. I said, no. I said, it's okay. I understand that. I said, I'm not here for like pain meds. I said, I just came to get checked out mainly for my neck. And then also I said, I don't have muscle relaxers at home. I said, so I just thought if you could just, give me a script for a couple of them so that I have them for when it flares up for this. He's like, well, how about we do this? I'll do my normal. He goes, we'll give you an injection of Toradol. That helps with pain and inflammation. And then I'll send you home with the script of Flexerol. And I said, it's perfect. Toradol, it's a non-narcotic, and everybody doesn't think it works, but trust me, it helps me a lot. I used to get it a lot when my flare-ups, my fibro flare-ups were really bad. My family doctor would give me injections in the office. So they gave me that, and I think that really helped. I mean, of course, it didn't take all the pain away. Even my oxycodones didn't take all the pain away. But then they took me back, and I thought they were just going to do x-rays. But they actually did a CT of my neck and my upper thoracic spine. And here's where it gets into where everything happens for a reason, all right? So when a month or two ago, when I was trying to get my MRI of my lower back, and I asked if we can get one of my upper, because my upper back has been starting to bother me lately, and I'm like, I would really like to get that checked out because it's never been imaged. Never had any kind of imaging done on it, so I really would like to have something to see what's going on. They said it's really hard for us to get it approved through the insurance to get an upper in the thoracic region. I said, okay, no problem. Well, the accident happened. Went to the hospital to get checked out. I honestly thought they were just going to take x-rays. And, I just wanted to get my neck issue checked out from the accident. I wasn't even thinking about anything else. And then I got home last night from the hospital and I read the results, and it was a CT scan, which I knew that going after I went in there, and it actually gave me the diagnosis that I really thought I kind of knew already was happening. I have degenerative properties in my neck that's happening, and my spinal cord in the thoracic region is narrow. There's a narrowing of the spinal cord, which I kind of thought that was happening already as well. But it just confirms it. So hence, I couldn't get it done before because my insurance wouldn't cover it, but because I had the accident and I was having neck pain, the ER required it, so I got a CT scan of my thoracic spine and got the answers that I needed to show my pain management. So, everything happens for a reason. Yes, my car is smashed up. I went through all that stuff. Whatever comes of it, if hopefully my insurance won't raise, because I have a really good rate right now. But I got my CT scan. So, what can I say? I'm happy. I'm not injured more than I'm just sore. So there you have it. I am going to let you go. Just thought I'd share that story with you. It's already at 38 and I don't like to go over 20, so I already doubled this. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and please take the time to be kind to one another, to do something nice for somebody, hold a door for somebody. If somebody drops something, help them pick it up. Just help people and be generous and be sweet. Karma will come around and pay you back for all the sweetness and the kindness that you do. And tell somebody that you love them, and let them know it, because tomorrow is never promised. We don't know what could happen to us. I mean, the whole situation with my friend Mike, one morning he was out doing his job And the next minute, he was hit by tractor trailer and another one on this side. It's hard to explain unless you see the pictures, which I won't share the pictures. His car's horrific. You can't even tell that it's a car. I don't even know how he survived. He just had a ton of angels wrapped around him. I can say that for sure, 100%. He had angels probably laying on him, covering him, and protecting him because he did not die. But it made me think of, we need to spend time with each other. So when I go back home, me and his ex-wife, who I've been friends with still, Tabitha, we're going to get hooked up and get together and go out for lunch or whatever. I just want to tell her that I love her and I appreciate her, and I don't want another day to go by that she doesn't know that. So just think of that, and I can't wait for you to join me on my next video, and I'm going to have a really good yummy that I hope you'll like too. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for joining me today. Take care.